Now let's make the top part of the clasp. So you're going to open the last file that we created and you're going to search for sketch 3. This sketch. Select it, go to tools and publication. Select yes and OK. So it's going to appear under publication in the specification tree, and I can hide the sketch now. Then start a new mechanical design part design. Name this Class Blade 2. And insert a new axis system. Then we're going to copy that sketch that we just published in the previous file and copy. Then we're going to paste it with link. So select paste special as a result with link. And this to make sure that if we make any edits in the original file, they're going to reflect on all the subsequent files that have a link. So you can show it. Then select the YZ plane in Sketch. And we're going to project some of the elements of this sketch, starting with the top arc, the bottom arc, this corner, that arc, and the inner circle. We're going to project them as standard elements. The standard elements are indicated by the solid lines. Then we're going to create an axis, a vertical axis here. The distance between this last arc and this axis, make sure it's selecting the extreme side of the arc. This is 39.5, which is going to be the total length of the top blade of the clasp. So you're going to zoom in on this end and create a circle using center and radius. Be careful not to create any outer constraint. The radius is 0.75 or 1.5 in diameter. Then you're going to double click on constraint. And between this top line and the circle, we're going to have right click tangency. Between the circle and the axis, we're going to have tangency. And then I'm going to create an arc, a corner. Make sure it's trim both elements. Then select the circle and select this bottom arc. So this radius is going to be 2.5. And as you can see, this automatically adjusts to it. Then select quick trim and trim off the extra circle. Trim the top line as well. Like so. And select circle using center and radius, and using this point as a center, you're going to create another circle whose radius is 0.5 or 1 in diameter. I'm going to move this outside so we don't have any confusion. Now you can hide the original sketch, and this is what we are left with. Now you're going to exit the workbench. And create a pad, mirrored extent. And because this is fitting in the pocket that we made, which was 14 millimeters, so you're going to select 7 millimeters and mirrored extent so that we have 7 on each side. Preview. and select OK. You can give it a material now, same as the rest. And select OK. You can alter the properties of the material to match the rest. So 0.65. And select OK. And then we're going to create another sketch. So select XY plane and sketch. And you're going to select a rectangle. The length is going to be 15 millimeters and the width is going to be 6. Then we're going to make both of these lines symmetrical in respect to the vertical axis. And this line should be at the end here. So you can select this edge and select construction element and project it. Go back to standard element, and then you're going to constrain this line to this point. Select coincidence. Now exit the workbench and create a pocket. Select up to last, preview, and OK. And our top part of the blade is done. So you can hide this axis system and then save your work. Now let's assemble these two blades to the bracelet. So you're going to open the assembly file. Select product 1, insert existing component, and you're going to select clasp blade 1, open. Repeat the same for clasp blade 2. Open. And then we're going to position them. Make sure the snap automatically to selected object is active. So you're going to select clasp blade 1 and you're going to move it down. We need to flip it. Like so. And we also need to rotate it so that it's aligned with where we are going to be assembling it. I think that's okay. Then select clasp blade 2. Bring it down. So we're going to rotate it. Remember, you can use a manipulation tool to make these movements. And we're also going to flip it so that it aligns with where it's supposed to be connected. Now to connect these two blades, we need an 18 millimeter screw here because we tapered off this blade from 20 millimeters to 18. We cut off 1 millimeter on each side. So you're going to select product 1 and then insert new part. Select no, and then right click on part 1 object, edit, or you can say part 1 object, open in new window. Then select the YZ plane sketch, zoom in and create a circle which is 0.5 in radius. Exit the workbench and create a pad which is 9 mm each side. Mirrored extent. Select OK and assign a material which is steel. Then you can save this and you can name it screw 18 millimeters. And select yes. Then close it. Now once you're back here, you're still on part 1. So you need to go back to product 1, right click and select edit. So now you're back to assembly mode. Now you can hide these planes. Like so. So this is a screw and you can move it here. Now let's create the assembly. So you're going to select this screw 10, Ctrl E, 20 millimeters or 10 millimeter, 1 instance, select OK. And then we're going to create a coincident constraint between this screw and link 1. Another coincident between the screw and blade 1. Then an offset constraint between the end of screw and link 1 to be 0. And another offset between end of screw 1 and blade 1 also to be 0. Then update. So that part is assembled. Then come to this part, coincident between the screw and blade 1, coincidence between the screw and blade 2, offset between the screw and blade 1, and then offset between this face of blade 2 with this face of blade 1 to be 0. Select OK and update. So you can see it's properly installed. And now we can add another constraint here to control opening and closing of this clasp. So it can be an offset distance between the two of them. So if you select offset constraint between blade 1 and blade 2, you can assign a value to it, say 100. Select OK and update. And as you can see, you're defining this distance between the two of them. So of course, if you want to close it, you have to open constraint, go to that particular constraint and assign 0. Select OK and update. And as you can see, once it is closed, it fits inside the bottom blade. So that's fine. We can try to adjust these two clasps now that we have added that, the bracelets I mean. And once we are done with this, if I get time, we can try to create a good render maybe in Keyshot. So I can try to adjust this a little bit. And we can also hide the constraints. So first show all of them and then hide all of them. So this is what it's looking like so far. So now we have the clasp. I'm going to reduce this to 40. Like so. So now in the next episode, we are going to create the cover. So the cover is going to be attaching to this side of the bracelet. And we also have the locking mechanism as well as the safety cover. So that's about, say, 2-3 episodes. And let me know in the comment section if you guys want us to create a render and key shot of the watch. Let me know and we will do that. So see you in the next episode.